Welcome to today's explainer. Today, we're zooming way in on a microscopic ecosystem that actually sits right at the center of two massive global issues, agricultural efficiency and climate change. We are talking about rumen ciliates. They are essentially the quintessential microscopic frenemies of agriculture, and we are going to unpack exactly why these tiny organisms hold such immense power. I want you to just think about this question for a second. What if a tiny, single-celled microbe held the key to both maximizing how efficiently we produce food and mitigating global climate change? I know, it sounds straight out of science fiction, right? But it's a biological reality happening right now, literally inside the stomachs of livestock all over the world. The stakes here are incredibly high, and the science is moving really fast. To really grasp the massive scale of what we're dealing with, consider this number, 50%. Ruminal ciliates can make up to 50% of the entire microbial biomass inside a ruminant's stomach. They aren't just passing through. They are a massive, dominant force, profoundly shaping how feed is digested and how the host animal ultimately performs. Okay, so let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for the explainer. First, we'll meet these complex microbes. Then we'll uncover the incredibly tricky challenges of actually studying them. After that, we'll tackle their dual roles in methane emissions and the nitrogen paradox. And finally, we'll flip the coin to see their hidden benefits and explore exactly how modern science is hacking this entire ecosystem. Section 1. Meet the rumen ciliates, the rumen ecosystem. The rumen is essentially a bustling, highly complex anaerobic city. And inside this oxygen-free environment, ciliates act as highly specialized workers that adapt to absolutely whatever diet the host happens to be eating. For instance, you have your starch-preferring species like Entodinium. If the animal is consuming simple sugars, the isotrids thrive. For heavy fiber and cellulose, you've got cellulolytics like Epidinium and Ophryoskelex. And then, wild enough, you have the voracious bacterivores, like the Diplodiniae, that actively hunt down and consume their own microbial neighbors. And notice how these dietary preferences, host specificities, and antagonistic interactions force the ciliates to naturally organize into four distinct, globally recognized phonotypes. It's a highly structured microscopic society in there. They are constantly competing, which creates these distinct population balances that can vary significantly even among animals standing right next to each other in the same herd. Section 2. Studying the unseen microbes, unlocking the rumen. So if they are so absolutely crucial, why don't we know everything about them yet? Well, achieving pure lab cultures is incredibly elusive. They actually rely on live bacteria to survive, making them notoriously difficult to study in isolation. For decades, scientists had to rely on traditional microscopy, which requires incredibly deep expertise to identify organisms purely by cell shape and size. Today, thankfully, we are transitioning to molecular sequencing, specifically metataxonomics, using 18S rRNA genes, but even modern sequencing has its roadblocks. Consider the numbers from the Silva database, for example. We've got thousands of sequences deposited, sure, but there's a massive gap because the 18S rRNA gene is so highly conserved among these specific ciliates, short genetic reads just hit a brick wall once they get past the genus level. We have a significant reference database gap. So to truly map this all out, we desperately need long-read sequencing technologies to take the reins. Section 3. The methane connection, the climate cost. All right, here is the core environmental conflict. Ciliates ferment carbohydrates and produce hydrogen as a byproduct. Then, ruminal methanogens, which are the archaea that actually produce the methane, swoop in, grab that hydrogen, and pump out methane. Because of this interspecies hydrogen transfer, ciliates are responsible for anywhere up to 37% of total ruminal methane production. In fact, if you completely remove ruminal ciliates, it leads to a direct, measurable reduction in a ruminant's overall methane output. And the crazy thing is, we're even beginning to pinpoint exactly who is responsible. In cattle, the SGMT clade of the methanogen genus Methanobrevivater is proportionally much more associated with the ciliate-associated fraction of the rumen. Targeting the specific alliance isn't just theory anymore. It could be a massive silver bullet for future methane mitigation strategies. Section 4. The nitrogen dilemma, the efficiency paradox. Now, if the climate cost wasn't enough, let's look at how this negative cascade works on an agricultural level. These ciliates are essentially microscopic freeloaders that severely limit nitrogen utilization efficiency. Step 1, they hunt down your beneficial protein-rich bacteria. Step 2, their protease enzymes break that bacterial protein down, trapping the nitrogen in an endless recycling loop inside the rumen. And ultimately, the transfer of crucial microbial protein to the host animal's lower gut is severely reduced. They're basically stealing the host's high-quality protein. But to be fair to the microbes, they aren't all equally guilty here. Bacteriovory activity varies wildly across the population, and this brilliantly illustrates the nuance. Research points the finger squarely at specific genera, namely Entodinium and Diplodinium, as the main culprits limiting our nitrogen efficiency. It's a targeted problem happening within the community itself. Section 5. Feed Efficiency Secrets. The upside of ciliates. So you might be wondering, why tolerate them at all? Why hasn't evolution just kicked them out entirely? Well, here is the really crazy part. When researchers looked at highly efficient Angus steers, those categorized by low residual feed intake, they didn't find fewer ciliates. No, they actually found higher ciliate richness and greater phylogenetic diversity. A richer, more diverse ciliate population surprisingly ties to much better feed efficiency markers for the host. It all comes down to the company they keep. By associating with specific bacterial groups like the Succinivibrio family, they create a total metabolic powerhouse. You see, these bacteria are highly efficient hydrogen utilizers. By affiliating closely with the ciliates, they outcompete rivals and ultimately extract far more energy from the feed for the host animal. It's a remarkably intricate biological trade-off. Section 6. Management and Future Solutions. Hacking the rumen. Knowing all of this, how do we hack this incredibly delicate ecosystem to maximize the benefits and minimize the costs? Well, we are currently testing feed additives like 3-NOP, which actively inhibits methanogenesis, as well as essential oil blends like agalin and mutral. But notably, natural plant compounds called saponins are showing absolutely incredible promise. In meta-analyses, saponins have been shown to significantly drop total ciliate concentrations alongside moderating methane output. But looking ahead, the future is going to be much more surgical. Instead of aggressively wiping out the entire ciliate population, which, as we've learned, hurts overall feed digestibility, researchers are looking into target enzymes. This means creating precise, targeted enzymatic interventions aimed at restraining specific ciliate protease activities. The ultimate goal is to fix the nitrogen dilemma without touching any of the digestive benefits. And to actually get there, we are completely bypassing our inability to culture them in a lab by turning to cutting-edge genomic tools. Breakthroughs in macronuclear genome sequencing, single-cell transcriptomics to study those stubborn unculturable cells one by one, and activity-based metagenomic screening are finally allowing us to peer directly into the genetic blueprints of these microbes. Which leaves us with a pretty profound thought to end on today. As our genomic tools sharpen and we fully decode the ciliate genome, will we soon be able to engineer the perfect, high-efficiency, zero-emission rumen ecosystem? The microscopic world inside our livestock holds immense power, and we are literally only just beginning to unlock it. Thank you so much for joining me on today's Explainer, and keep questioning the science around you.